us. So with this new dimensioning that you're going to use, the first thing you want to do, let's pick our train body. Alright. The first thing you want to do is start with the front view. Okay? So I'm going to click my front view down here, and then I'm going to move to my right, I'm going to move to my top, and then I'm going to set my ISO up, and then create it. Now the thing is, this is a little small, so we're going to size this up a little more. So I'm going to do a scale of, I don't know, 1.5 to 1 looks like it would do good. Okay, and now I'm going to turn the light on since we've changed the scale here, and I'm going to type in train body, and then hit OK. Okay, so now we're a little bit bigger and we can move some things around. Alright? Alright, front, top, right. Now if you notice, this isn't like we normally do. There's parts all over the place, kind of hard to see, hard to read. So we're going to move them around. Let me take this guy and scale it up too real quick. Okay, and then we want to color this in. Alright, so now we can dimension it this way, or you can move some views around if you'd rather have you know, some other lines to look at, you know, if you want this thing to be your view over here, and maybe you want to do an ISO top left, that's okay. But this is a good starting point for you here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is come in, and for every single hole, once we have the isometric fixed and all the drawings scaled up or down what we want, we're going to come in here and we're going to add what's called center marks. So here you see this little crosshair looking plus sign, that's a center mark. And you're going to click center mark and just come in and click every single hole. Okay? Every single hole. So these are for actual holes. So if they're circular, you click on them. Okay? So every view, even this big one right here, that you see, you want to click your center mark. Okay? And what this is doing is making it so we can dimension to it. Alright? And then up here, here's another center line. Oops. Another center mark, hard to see. This is a center mark. Just going to slap them all on there. Okay, so once you've knocked out your center marks, you want to go next to the one above it. This is a center line bisector. So this is where, say you have these holes, right, for your axle. Your center line bisector is going to come in where it's not a circle, and it's going to add you a little center mark in the middle of it. So I'll show you how. I'll do it here to this one. So I'm going to click. Don't do it where you have this dot. You want to make sure you get on the line, and then your next line here. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong one. This is center line bisector. I clicked on this first button here, which is center line. We want center line bisector, this version here. So you're going to click, and you're going to click, and it's just going to put a line right through the middle, and now we know that this is a hole. So without doing that, we don't know if this thing is round, or if it's square, or a triangle, or what. So the center line bisector tells us that this is actually a hole, and this is the center of that hole. So you just need to come in on all of your center line bisectors here and add them in. And this is important again because this is what you have to dimension to. Alright? Here's some more. Here's some more. So these are the axle pegs. Alright? Where the axle pegs go in. This is where the hitch magnet goes in. So we see here now that we have centerline bisectors on all of our circles. We have center marks, centerline bisectors. I'm missing a bisector here. And one right here in the back. So once we have all that, we can start dimensioning now. So where I'm going to start is right here, just in the front view. Why not? I'm going to take this train body wording here and move it, if it'll let me. Go back to place views. I just want that so I can put dimensions there. So maybe I'll take this and just move it up with where the train body is, so people can tell that the scale has actually been blown up a little bit. Oops. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start here just with a regular old annotate, and we want to do a baseline. And I'm just going to start at this edge, and I'm going to click all three of my center marks. Okay, and then right click continue, and now you can see I have a dimension coming out of the center of my circle, and that's the point of the center marks. And if you click them correctly, there will be a little gap in between each one, and that's what we're looking for. Alright? And then after you do that, we can just kind of roll through here and start clicking on. Let me show you how to do a hole, or let's do, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. There's so many things to dimension. I'm going to pick a just regular dimension here, and I'm going to click on this hole. Now what you want to do is the hole's very last. So this hole has a radius of 0.250. Now whoever created this hole, they didn't use the hole tool, so it doesn't tell you how deep the hole goes, right? So you're going to have to come in here and manually change that depth. And the depth of that, how you do it, so let me delete this off so you can see, when you dimension, it says R.0250. In here, you're going to have to come in and add on the down arrow to drill it down a depth of 0.0250. Enter. Let's put a 0 in front just so it looks good. There we go. And maybe a space right here as well. So now you can see the radius and we know how deep that hole goes. Alright? Now if we use the hole tool with threads here, when you click on these, it'll give you the thread callout. But this one does not have that. So again, these holes will need to be changed. So this, now you have to just type in 1/4. Oops. Right. Delete this. 1/4 dash 20. Uh-oh. Don't even look what I'm doing. 1/4 dash 20 UNC dash 2B times 4. Now this is because the thread tool wasn't used here. Again, so if you used the correct thread tool, I'm gonna delete this. I don't remember quite how to delete this, to be honest with you. Oh, here we go. Hide dimension value. So you want to hide dimension value, and then we overrode it with what it is. 1/4 20 UNC dash B2 times 4. Okay, so that tells us all 4 of these. And then you'll just keep kind of coming through here and hitting dimensions. So remember, when you dimension, say you want to know the height of this circle. That's going to go from the bottom here to the middle, to the center mark, and that's where your height is. Okay? Don't get too crazy with the dimensions, but give it a good try. Get it as good as you can, and we'll go over it and help you out and get you into the right spot. So again, be sure you do the leaders last, because what's going to happen is you're going to get a whole bunch of dimensions on the page, and you don't want these leader lines to cross over on top of extension or dimension lines, which will happen. You'll have them like this, and you'll lose points for that. We don't want that. We don't want this to cross over. So lay all your vertical and horizontal dimensions first, and then come in and add your leader dimensions. Also, you see how this is coming from the edge here. Make sure you don't have it doing this little number where it's extending the arc so you can dimension to it. Make sure your number's off the part, you're not crossing over. This should be coming right off, nothing to add extra confusion or anything. So give that a shot. When you're done with this, we're going to add in the next page. And the next page is going to be train parts. And this is going to be very different.